I finally got a dishwasher down here in Mexico, but of course it came with a massive catch. If you saw my original apartment tour, you know exactly what Mexican kitchens are notorious for. Item number one in the old place was the cabinets, or lack thereof. You either had cabinets so high you couldn't reach them, and of course the silverware was in the island and not the most convenient place. Well, not much has changed with that. These are the cabinets. Remember, I'm 6'4", I'm tall, so these are not going to affect me as much as going to affect other people. Not the most convenient place, and this is the entirety of the pantry options right here for storing your food. So, then second, the silverware, same thing, still in a drawer, still a bit of a pain. The dishes just below it, have to reach underneath them, and then the pots. And item two was the lack of counter space. Absolutely nothing in the other apartment that I had. Not terribly uncommon to have a lack of counter space for prep. This time though, I got lucky and have a fantastic amount of counter space. Can prep whatever I want. But this entire section here, and then all the way over here. That is a major upgrade, switching apartments. But here's the thing. You might look at counter space or weird cabinets and think those are just minor real estate quirks. But the actual reality of international living is just that. It's the little things that change, the little things that make up the entirety of your life. When you become an expat or digital nomad, your success doesn't just come down to getting the proper paperwork, which is of course important, but it's how are you going to actually live day to day. The people who successfully secure a second residency or a second passport are the ones who master these daily boots on the ground type of adjustments. If you fight the culture and expect everything to be exactly like it was back home, you're always going to feel like a tourist. But if you adapt to how a country lives, cooks, and operates, your transition becomes completely frictionless. So now let's see how the rest of the kitchen compares. Item three, the old reality was there was no dishwasher. It was just a dish rack, or you had to hire a housekeeper if you wanted to take care of your dishes. Well, I've got one now. But of course, there was a little bit of a catch. This button right here to turn it on was literally catching right here. So I had to put a bit of tape on it. Otherwise, you have to pry the thing open every single time. But the major improvement from having to do everything by hand. Item four, the old reality was that there were no disposals in the sink, just a little plastic basket that was there to catch the food. And if you weren't careful with it, you could definitely clog your drain. Well, great news. Got the upgrade, and once again, the latest modern technology. Have a disposal this time. And there is still a basket on this side, it's double sink just like last time. But no longer have to worry about clearing that out or making sure that it's always in place when I'm doing my dishes, which is fantastic. Then there's item five, the refrigerator. Last time there was a built-in hole for the refrigerator. This time, it's more in the corner. The only major problem with it is that this door does butt up against the wall. So as long as you're not slamming it around, it's not going to be a really major issue. This one was a large enough space for a full-size refrigerator. And just like last time, you bring your own refrigerator. So this is the refrigerator that I had from the last apartment. It's mine. I brought it with me to this apartment, and that was one of the things that I did have to worry about, is I had to make sure I picked an apartment that had enough space for the refrigerator that I already had, because I did not want to have to either downgrade to a smaller one or figure out a solution to get my full-size refrigerator in here. Item six, the electrical outlets. Now, like I talked about last time, the code in the United States is to have one at the end of any island. There is not one here. So if you're going to be using a lot of appliances, that's going to be an issue, and that's still a bit of an issue here, but not as much. We've got disposal control and one plug right here, and then we've got the coffee machine in right here. Now in the prep area, there's also this one, but it's not really that useful for kitchen stuff, so I charge my phone with it. It's actually the most convenient place in the entire apartment to charge a phone. Who would have thunk it? Item seven. The old reality was that I had a beautiful glass hood, but it was mounted so low that I had to duck just to stir the pot. And of course it is a dust and grease magnet. Well, this one's not any higher. So if I want to stir that pot like last time, I am still having to do quite a reach to get in there. Not a major issue, but for tall people like me, it's a little bit of an adjustment. Gotta make sure that I don't knock my teeth out while I'm making dinner. Item eight, drinking water. It's a fantastic place. This water is perfect for brushing your teeth. You can cook with it, but most people don't drink it. So got to come around here to the utility closet, built-in fan, so hopefully the noise isn't too bad. And got the same arrangement as last time. Got the automatic water dispenser cooler here, and plenty of storage right next to it for the water. Some people would use this as a pantry. It's a little bit out of the way. Got my air fryer up there, but mostly use it as a utility room. It's got the washer, the dryer, mops back there, but it's close to the kitchen. It is a bit of a part of it. Item 9, the spice rack. It's built in here too, just like last time, but this one's a little bit bigger, so I've got a little bit more versatility as far as what I can build, as far as what I can cook. I'm not building, I'm cooking. It's a little bit bigger, it's built in. That one is a pretty common staple of all Mexican kitchens. People love to cook down here, so if you love to cook as well, you're gonna have easy access to your spices no matter where you go. That's never gonna be an issue for you. Item 10, the microwave. As you can see, there is no built-in microwave like at my last apartment, or you can see that in the other video. That microwave in that apartment actually belonged to the owner of that apartment. It was part of the furnishings, and so when I left, it stayed there. So I had to go out and get another microwave. There's no place for it, so it just lives here at the end of the counter. First thing you see when you come down from the main entrance into the apartment. Not really a better place for it. I would put it up there, but if I'm entertaining, there's not going to be a lot of people that can get up there if they want to make popcorn. Perfect for me, not so much for everybody else. So if you're not extremely tall like I am, your options are going to be limited to pretty much just putting it on the counter. That's the only option that you're going to have. Item 11, the stove. Now in that video from my last apartment, you saw that the stove was a little bit tiny. So if you're going to celebrate an American holiday like Thanksgiving, you're probably not going to be able to get a gigantic turkey in there. Well, the good news is this one came with a fantastic size stove. This is a full-size stove, full-size range, with plenty of room for whatever sized turkey that you can find down here. So if you're gonna do a lot of baking, if you're gonna do a lot of hosting with broiled baked goods, this is a fantastic option. It is possible, it's not gonna be everywhere, so it's something that you're going to have to look out for if you want it. So as you can see, even when you upgrade, the fundamental rules of Latin kitchens still apply. None of this should make you question your decision to move, but you do need to know the rules of the game before you get here. Otherwise, you might struggle a little bit when you're trying to figure out why the real estate agent doesn't understand what you're looking for when you're looking to buy an apartment or to rent a place. If you're serious about setting up your new life, securing a Mexican residency, and avoiding the costly trial and error that most expats go through, you want to get my 1,300-page digital nomad relocation guide. I've put everything I know from helping over 500 people relocate into this one resource. The link for that is in the bio. Grab it, get prepared, and I will see you in our next video.